I made these a long time ago, but I followed a recipe on the internet and didn't really know what I was doing like the first time I made them. And because of hearsay, everybody was telling me it takes forever and it's real hard and it's real difficult, so I just took for granted that there's going to be a lot to this. And the potato skins turned out okay, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, they were good, but the recipe called for like 20 ingredients with all these herbs and spices and this and that. And I just wanted the kind of tavern potato skins, American potato skins that I was used to and I was craving. So over the months, I got to thinking about it, and then I went back and did it again. And since then, all my friends and family have been asking me to put this on the internet so they can get the recipe real quick and easy. So that's what I'm doing. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And I'm putting this in pool and billiards playlist because it's pool player food. Not much to it. It's going into a couple different playlists, but it will be in the food category in YouTube if they have a food category. You don't have to do this, but you probably should wash your potatoes with a potato brush.
Is there even such a thing as a potato brush?
Some kind of brush. Just kind of lukewarm water and then just kind of let them dry off. And the next step is to stab the potatoes with your speary fork. Just, what you're looking for is an even bake, so just stab it like all over, up and down, back and forth. You get the gig. You don't have to overdo it. You're just trying to get some holes in there so the potato bakes evenly. And now we're going to coat the potatoes with an even coat of olive oil. Be careful here, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want them too greasy. Just a light coat of olive oil and just spread it evenly with your hands. And once the oven is heated up, we're going to put the potatoes directly on the center rack. How long they take to bake is just dependent on how big they are. Some are real small, some are real big. The average size potato will take anywhere between 35 minutes to an hour. Each potato makes 4 potato skins. And some people just stab them with a fork like you see me doing, and there should be just a little bit of a resistance, but the fork should go in all the way. I'm taking it a little bit further and using a meat thermometer to check the temperature inside the potato, and it comes up at 155 degrees. I know these are done, so I'm taking them out. Now, these are going to be burning hot, so you just want to leave them sit and cool down a little bit for 10 or 15 minutes. And while they're cooling down, go ahead and get your bacon started. It takes a lot more bacon than you might think because all this is going to be overcooked and extra crispy, and then we're going to grind it up into small, tiny little chunks like bacon bits almost. So I use 1 pan of bacon for every potato. So while the bacon is cooking, you want to shred up some white cheddar cheese, and you want to thinly slice some Velveeta cheese. Now be careful, you don't need a lot of Velveeta. We're just going to use a little piece on each potato skin. If you use too much Velveeta, what's going to happen is it's going to overtake the flavor that you're trying to get with the potato skin, and it's just going to kind of start tasting like macaroni and cheese, and you don't want that. A lot of people put scallions on these. They also put onions on these. They also put chives on these. I don't do any of that because I think those things kind of take away from the flavor of the potato, and that's not what I want. But if that's what you like and that's what you want to do, now's the time to chop up those onions. Now you want to put a thin, even coat of oil on your bacon sheet. Cut the potatoes in half and you're going to hollow them out with a spoon, but you don't want to hollow all the potato out of the skin. You want to leave about 1/4 of an inch against the skin. If you don't leave some potato in it, it's going to taste like skin of potato, and that's not what you want. You want some potato flavor in it. If you go to cut the potato open and it's not cooked perfectly all the way through, you don't have to worry about it. We're not going to use the center of the potato right now. and we're not done baking them anyway. So be careful, and if you go through and if you break through, I mean, these don't have to be perfect. I found the trick to this is just to cut the edge off where it is about a quarter to 3/16 of an inch that you want to leave inside the skin. And this does not have to be perfect again. It's okay if you break through, if you break the potato skin, things are going to happen like that. And you don't worry about it because the cheese is going to hold it all together. So once you have them all hollowed out, now you want to cut the halves into half to make quarter potato skins. Now some people like to use the whole half and make like a boat in there and just fill it up with all kinds of stuff. And that's what you have to do if you're going to add pork and all this other stuff. And you also need the whole half if you're going to be making twice baked potatoes. These are not twice baked potatoes, they're potato skins. You don't need all that if you're just making basic tavern potato skins. Instead of like a big old boat filled with stuff, you're kind of making like a canoe just filled with your favorite stuff. If there's any trick to this, this is it. Put an even coat of olive oil on this and brush it on. And this is what's going to make your potato skins crispy. And I believe this is the big selling point that people like about them. Another big issue is once you get done putting oil on them, now you have to salt them and pepper them and try to get the salt and pepper as even as you can get. I mean, that's going to bring out the flavor of the potato. But go light here. You want to go light because the bacon has a lot of salt in it, so you don't want to over salt it. Just a light coat. And all the meat of the potato doesn't have to be wasted. I save it and make mashed potatoes and all kinds of other stuff later on with other dishes. And now we're putting the skins themselves just back into the oven. These, again, are oiled and salted and peppered. And the skins are going to be back in the oven anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour. We're just going to have to keep on checking them. And as that's happening, we're going to crush up this bacon. Again, cook this bacon extra crispy. And we're going to do this with our hands. I mean, I'm going to be eating all these. But if I was having guests and sharing them with someone, I would put gloves on or something. But I'm just going to do this with my bare hands. And we're going to crush up that bacon into fine little pieces. And now we're going to find the fat, the fatty parts of the bacon, and we're going to take them out and we're going to trash them. There's nothing worse than chewy bacon. The rebake of the potato skins took me about 25 minutes, and you'll know they're ready because there's going to be a little bit of golden brown around the edges. You'll know when they're there, and now it's time to put all the filler on top of these things, and you're going to start with the white cheddar cheese, and be careful, this is super hot again. Start with the white cheddar cheese, then put the Velveeta on, and remember, easy on the Velveeta, and then smother it in bacon. And it's going back in the oven just until the cheese melts. This is not going to take long at all, maybe 4 to 6 minutes. And once that cheese is melted and everything comes together as one, you're going to pull them out of the oven and let them cool for a little, around 5-10 minutes. Now, if you're going to be eating them all and you like putting sour cream on these, then that's fine. Just put sour cream on every one. That'll work. But if you're serving guests or, you're having friends over for the Super Bowl, whatever the hell it is, let them put their own amount of sour cream on. Just serve like the sour cream in side dishes. Because some people like to dip these in the sour cream, so they get sour cream in every single bite. And some people don't like sour cream, and some people just like a little bit, and some people like a lot, and it's a real personal thing. So you don't want to, make their choices on the sour cream. Let them make their own choices.